Hey everyone, welcome back to another exciting coding session. Today we are diving into LeetCode problem number 238, product of array itself. So, if you are new to LeetCode, it's a fantastic platform for honoring your coding skills with algorithmic challenges. So, let's understand the problem in detail. We are given an array of integers, and for each element we need to found the product of all the other elements except itself. As we see, we have given an integer array nums, return an array answer such that answer y is equal to the product of all element of nums except nums of I. The product of any prefix of suffix of nums is guaranteed to fix in 32 bits. So this is not we wanted. We must have to write that runs in big of n time, so we cannot use the for loop inside the for loop. We cannot use brute force here. So let's understand the problem statement. Let's understand it by this input. So as we can see, we have given an array nums, so we have to return, instead of this one, we have to return the product of entire elements except this element. So except 1, the product of array is 2 into 3 into 4, which is 24, and instead of 2 we have to return 1 into 3 into 4, which is 12, and instead of 3 we have to return 4 into 2 into 1, which is 8, and instead of 4 we have to return 3 into 2 into 1, which is 6, right? So let's take this input and understand it to solve it better. So as I said, instead of returning this one, we have to return 2 into 3 into 4. Instead of returning this 2, we have to return 1 into 3 into 4. Instead of returning this 3, we have to return 1 into 2 into 4. And instead of returning this 4, we have to return 1 into 2 into 3. Correct, right? So it is 1 into 3 into 4 is 24, and 1 into 3 into 4 is 12, and 1 into 2 into 4 is 8, and 1 into 2 into 3 is 6. So let us understand how we will going to approach this problem. So in this problem we need two arrays, left arrays and right array. In the left array, please listen it carefully, let me be clear. We cannot directly, if we want we can use brute force, but this will not be efficient. So that is why we have to make it memory efficient too. So that is why we have to create two arrays, one left and one right. Let's see, for this input we have to create two array, left and right. So in the left array, what we will store? So inside this left, see this element. So there is no element in this is beside this left. See, right, there is no element beside its left, so we have to add 1 because there are no element. If we will add 0 to our array, so entire multiplication would become 0. So see what is left of these two. We have to add the product of left side of each element into its place. Like besides 2, we will write here 2 into 1. So what is left side of 2? There are only one element, which is 1. So we will add 1 here. What is left besides 3? So this is 2 into 1. So we will add here 2. See, what is left side of the 4? This is 3 into 2 into 1, which is 6. So we have to add here 6. Correct, right? Or for in right side of the array, we will use decreasing for loop. So see, there are no elements right side of the 4, so we have to add manually here 1, and at the place of n minus 2, this is n minus 1, so n minus 2 there is 3. So what is the right side of 3? This is 4, so we have to add here 4. And see, what is right side of 2? It is 3 into 4, so we have to add here 12. What is right side of 1? So there are 3 elements, so we have to product of these 3 elements is 3 into 2 into 4. 6 4 the 24, so we have to add here 24, right? And see, the most important part, if we multiply both arrays, so what would we get? See, if we multiply both, so we will get 24, 12, 12 1 the 12, 4 2 the 8, and 6 1 the 6. So this is our answer, right? As you can see, this is what we have to do. 24 12 8 6, 24 12 8 6. This is our answer. So let's write the code for it, then you can understand it better. So let's write code for it. So we would need length of this array, so let's store the length of this array. This is an array, and what would we need? We need 2 arrays, left and right. Of the size of n. And as I said, there are no elements left side of this one, so we have to add manually. So at the 0th element of left there would be 1, and at the right we'll do it later. So let's start a for loop for this equal to 0 and I is less than n and I plus plus. So how are we going to do this? What would we store in left of I? So the formula for storing this, we can do it like this. You have to see this example, like for storing the value in left of I. See this example carefully. So the formula is, the ith element of left would be left of I minus 1 into nums of I minus 1. See, the first element we have set to 1, and the second element left of I, what would be it? So left of I would be left of I minus 1. So left of I minus 1 is 1, so it would be like 1 into nums of I minus 1. So nums of I minus 1 is what? 1. So we have to do 1 into 1. So as we write it, 1 into 1 is 1, right? And for another element, when I becomes 2, so left of 2 minus 1, which is this element, okay, this element 2. So what would we in left of I? 0, 1 and 2, and this 2th element, what would be? Left of I minus 1. Left of I minus 1 is what? this element. This is left of I minus 1, which is 1. So left of I minus 1 into nums of I minus 1. Nums of I minus 1 is what? 2. So we have to add 2 here. So 2 into 1 is 2. And again, left of I minus 1, which is 2. Add the left of I. This is left of I. And we have to store left of I minus 1 into nums of I minus 1. So nums of I minus 1, which is 3. So 3 into 2 is 6. So as we that is how we are going to store elements in left array. So let's write code for it. So as I said, the formula would be like left of I minus 1 into nums of I minus 1, right? And same for the right. We have to store right of n minus 1, which is the last element, because there is no element which is on right side of 4. So we have to store here 1. So we have to start a for loop from n minus 2, because we have stored n minus 1 manually last element. So we have to start from this element in the right array. So I is greater than equal to 0 would be the condition, and I minus minus. So what would be the right of I? So C, as we use this formula, same we have to use here too. See this example. So for the right array, we have to start from there. So what would be right of I? So we have set the last element to 1 n minus, this is the n minus 1 element, so we have set it to 1. And what would be right of I minus 1? Means right of I means this element, what would be it? So it would be right of I plus 1. Right of I plus 1 into nums of I plus 1. So right of I plus 1 is what? 1. So 1 into nums of I plus 1. So nums of I plus 1 is 4. So 1 into 4 is 4. So we have stored it 4 here. And what is and again right of I, this element, what would be right of I? So right of I would be right of I plus 1. So right of I plus 1 is 4. So we have to into 4 into nums of I plus 1. So nums of I plus 1 is what? Here is nums of I. So nums of I plus 1 is 3. So there is 3. 3 4s are 12. And what would be right of I? So right of I is right of I plus 1, which is 12. 12 into, see, right of I means this index is 0. So right of I plus 1 into nums of I plus 1. So here at the 0th index, this is right of I. So right of I plus 1 into nums of I plus 1. So this is nums of array. So nums of I plus 1 is 2. So it would be 12 into 2, which is 24, right? And after that we will do left into right. So 12, 24 into 1, 24, 12 into 1, 12, 4 into 2, 8, 1 into 6, 6. So this will be our final answer. I hope you understood it. Let's code it fastly. So as we saw, it would be right of I plus 1 into nums of I plus 1, right? And after that we just have to multiply left array into right array, simple. So we have to create an answer array to store multiplication of both. So new int of same size, and we have to start a loop from 0 to n I plus plus and we have to store multiplication of left array left of I into right of I, and after that we just have to return answer. Let's see if there is an error. I can see there are no errors. Well, I suppose. Let's try to run the code. Runtime error, index out of bind. So let's see what are the mistakes. Oh yeah, as we can see we should have started from 1 because 0th element we have added an element manually at 0th index, so we have to start the loop from 1. It should run. So as we can see we have passed all of the cases. Let's try to submit the code. So we have submitted the code in the complexity of big of n. So let's summarize what we have done. We just stored the length of the array in n variable. Then we have created two arrays, left array which stores the product of all left elements, and right array which stores the product of all right elements. And we have used for loop for storing left elements. So this is the formula for storing left elements, and this is the formula for storing right elements, and we have multiplied both to get the final result. So we have successfully solved this problem in big of n complexity. Alright, that's a wrap for today's video. We have tackled LeetCode problem 238 by efficient finding the product of array itself. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more coding tutorials. Happy coding!